Your excitement is contagious.
Okay. How did you like come to this point? How did you become this person?
Clarity. Just really understanding.
Oh, wow.
You need to be crystal clear about why you are on the face of the earth.
Yes. Oh, wow. Yes. This is deep. That's deep. That's something to think about. Hi, Bodam. Welcome to the BV podcast. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your presence here and just honoring this invitation. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So how are you feeling? I feel like we're going to have such an awesome time. Honestly. Okay.
Your excitement is contagious.
Okay. So I'm just going to jump right in and just let us know a little bit about yourself, like who is Bodam Taiwo? And yeah, can you tell us a little bit about you in your own words?
Okay, that's always an easy question to start off with, right? So who is Bodam Taiwo?
Yes.
I'm a woman, I guess, who is passionate about seeing other women rise and who is passionate about seeing nations built. And I think that's where, that's sort of where I'm coming to now. This woman who is 100% passionate about seeing the rise of women.
Okay.
And equally passionate about seeing the rise of my continent.
And
yeah, so that's just me in a nutshell. Wow. But I'm a lover of life, a lover of all things good, and an enjoyment minister.
I know a little bit about that. Okay, so I'm just going to ask you, like, I know that there is so much around you. Like, I have seen you just have so many things, like multi-influential woman is the word I'm looking for. And like you're a marketing executive, you're an author, you have so many different things that is going on. And I'm very, very curious as to, like, I want to ask how did you like come to this point? How did you become this person? Because I don't know. I don't know you. I've not known you for a long time. So I can't tell have you always been like this, or is it something that you evolved into? So I'm really curious to know, like, how did Bodam become this amazing visionary I'm seeing and admiring right now?
Oh my gosh, that's a very interesting question. Have I always been like this?
Yeah.
In this particular way?
Yes.
Right, but have there always been hints as to who Bodam Taiwo was? Yes.
Okay.
So, and what I mean by that is the things I'm passionate about today, I've sort of always been passionate about them, but just in different ways. So yeah, I've always had this thing about women, for the past 10 years or thereabouts. I'd always speak to women here and there. They'll call me. Some days I'm getting irritated, like, why are they calling me to, what am I saying? What are we doing?
Yeah.
But then what caused the shift was clarity. Just really understanding.
Oh, wow.
That, look, you are, and the way I like to say it is, some people can say, oh, you know what, Bodam does all these 101 things. Let me to go and do 101 things. You need to be crystal clear about why you are on the face of the earth.
Oh, wow.
What's the unique flavor of your own salt?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Because, we're all called to be salt of the earth. We're all called to be light of the world. But you know what? There's different types of lights. You have the chandeliers. You have the bedside lamps. You have whatever it is. What kind of light are you called to be?
Oh my
and what
God.
kind of salt are you? So that's it. And the minute I got that clarity, Ugonne, it changed the trajectory of my life. It changed how I woke up in the morning. It changed my why. Like, I would get up and I'm doing things and people are like, and I'm like, look, there is a burning passion inside of me.
I know. I feel it. Here. I will not even lie to you. Yeah. I feel it. Oh, wow.
So yeah.
I love how you said that there are, I'm not sure I've ever heard that. Like there's a unique flavor of salt that I am, and there is a type of light.
Yes.
I've never thought about that. That I'm using lights right now. There are lights for recording, and there are lights for the room. So what kind of goodness? This is deep. Girl. That's deep. That's something to think about. And I love that. But that means, of course, that means I really need to ask you then, like, so how did this clarity come? Because it's obvious that it is something that is so important that everyone should have in their life's journey at each season. You need to have that clarity. So if there is like maybe one or two things that you can say onto how can I find clarity for someone that may be listening to this and it's like, wow, how can I start to get on that journey to like find my own light or know what I'm supposed to be doing? How did you get to that point?
So I'm going to tell a short story. I'm going to keep it short because I am mindful of time. So in 2019, I entered into the new year with what I call an itch. It was like a discomfort that I couldn't really place my finger on it.
Okay.
But it was there. And to put this in context, how old was I at the time? Maybe 32 or 33. I think I was 33, at the time. Okay. You know, I had a good job for my, I had a good job. I had a great social life. You know, did I have a boyfriend at the time? I can't remember now, but my life was great. You know, it was filled with great, amazing things. I had an amazing social life. Everything was fantastic, but there was an itch. And it was something I couldn't even put into words. It was, when you wake up in the morning and there's an underlying discomfort. And I couldn't for the life of me figure out what that discomfort was about.
Wow.
I couldn't figure it out, So in March or thereabouts, was it March? I changed jobs. It was March. I changed jobs and I thought that was what it was. I just needed to change jobs. I needed to get more money. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Ugonne, like 3 weeks after my new job.
Are you
the
kidding?
Feeling came back times 5.
Oh no.
And and I couldn't even tell anyone because they'll be like, are you okay? What are you talking about? What discomfort? What itch? What are you saying? You've just moved jobs to a great job. Are you even joking? So I just thought, okay, there's a problem. And then by chance, to cut a very long story short, I sort of fell into, and I say fell because I was just like, and I'm a very strong proponent, advocate of coaching.
Okay.
I am an evangelist of it because I think it's important.
Yes.
Especially as you grow in influence, you grow in impact, and you just move in your life. There is something coaching does for you. So I sort of I saw this coaching thing. I just thought, what is all of this? I don't even get what's this coaching. Then I saw the price. I was like, are you even joking?
What's
the person going to be doing for me?
I know.
Yeah. Is the person going to do the work? What am I paying for? So I was like, you know what? But I'm just paying for a quarter. And if it's rubbish, you just not tell anybody that you lost this amount of money. You can afford to lose this amount. It won't really kill you.
Okay.
And I did it. And the first 3 months, it was me uncovering myself to me.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't do anything in those first 3 months, but I'm still reaping the rewards of those first 3 months.
Oh, wow.
It was me finding myself. And for people who either can't afford a coaching relationship or maybe they've not found a perfect coach, what I would say is you need to create room in your life for silence.
Oh, yes.
You need to hear yourself. You need to be able to hear your soul and hear what it's saying to you. Because everything that we need, truth be told, the raw material of it is already inside of us. It's there. There's nothing that is coming from outside, so to speak. You just need to uncover it. but you uncover it in silence. And we live in a generation that we are always on. Our mobiles are
Girl,
always on.
tell me
We're always
about
on
it.
social media. We have the beeps and the lights and the notifications and the tweets of 140 characters and all this stuff. We are always on and always plugged in. Sometimes you just need to take a step or 5 steps back, switch off everything, go into your room with your journal, and just listen to yourself think. Yes. One of the first things I did, Ugonne, I tell you, I sat down one afternoon or so, and I dreamt of my ideal life when I was 40. I dreamt of my 40th birthday party, right?
Wow.
And what that 40th birthday party would look like, who would be there with me, what they'll be saying, the types of words I want them to be using. I still have that written out on my phone because I took pictures of it and I saved it. Yes, I did that dream, and I did 40 because at the time it was going to be 8 years away or something like that. You know, now it's like 5 years away, but at the time it was like 8 years away.
Yeah.
And I did that dream because you need to understand when you do that thing, when you close your eyes and you do this visualization exercise that people talk about, it really brings out what is really in your heart. And when I did that, certain themes were very clear to me. Women was very clear to me. It was there. It was so obvious. The types of words I wanted to be said about me, it was so key. So dream your ideal life is number 1. Number 2, we have a host of personality tests. Use it. I have done girl. I have done the insights discovery test where they give you the colors. I have done the there's an insights discovery test, and they give you 4 colors. There are 4 colors. Oh yeah, so there's fiery red, there's sunshine yellow, there's cool blue, and there's earth. And it's so insightful because I used to think I was a sunshine yellow. I'm nice and vibrant and sunshiny.
You're not?
I'm not.
Are you joking?
No.
I would have almost said sunshine yellow too.
Yeah, I thought so. But you answer this whole long questionnaire, then they give you a personalized report. And when I read it, I'm actually a cool blue and an earth green, which I thought was what? But when I started going through the details of what makes me tick and what doesn't make me tick, I was like, this is it. This explains so many things as to why I can come across like this, but I still need silence and solitude, or I just need to be alone sometimes, or or I snap at certain things. It just explains it. Wow. So I'm a strong proponent of and if you don't want to pay, there are free ones. There's the temperament quiz that tells you if you're phlegmatic or melancholic or sanguine, or it's so amazing. A lot of the time we just remember these things for the negative things, but there's so many positive things you can take away. And just there's the one of them. Is it Ceres Moore? I think that's her name.
Yes, that's the
she tells you
the last one. I remember
the
that
archetypes one. Is it?
Yes, I remember.
Amazing.
That one is awesome.
My primary is like but all these things give you an insight into who you are.
Yourself.
So I think what I'm trying to say is you need to get a PhD in the study and in the understanding of you.
Oh gosh.
You have to.
Sis,
you have to.
It's in the last, let me say, 1, 2, or 3 years that I started to see the importance of this. And I wish someone would take a speaker and loud it when I was in university, because it is so important.
Yes.
I wish and that's one of the reasons I'm trying to do what I can do and see, especially with women, people like you telling your own stories and seeing how you got here. Who would have thought, if you asked me 2, 3 years ago, I would not have understood what you're talking about when it comes to clarity, like clarity of what? What don't I know?
Yes.
That kind of thing. But
Exactly.
I love it. I love that you mentioned that, and I'm so happy that, and I hope that everyone that will listen to this will actually take this advice. I'm going to do that, the color one that you mentioned. I'm going to do that test and
Yes.
find out about
Yeah.
me too, and all that good stuff. So that means that I think this is perfect. Like it ties into my next question, because that means that it was from this um time of your life that you were able to uh come up with the book Beautiful, I suppose. And I would
Yes.
really like you to like touch on that a little bit. Like, why did you write this book? Why did you write the book Beautiful? Where is it exactly coming from? Is it from pain? Is it a divine inspiration? Like, where is it coming from? Can you tell us a little bit about
So
that? Hmm?
I get asked this question all the time. Is it divine inspiration? Did you sleep and dream
Yeah.
the book and all the chapters? And I laugh. I'm like, I really wish that the process had come that way, have been
Yeah.
so much easier.
Yeah.
Beautiful was born from two things. The
Okay.
first was, I said I'd been speaking to women over, a few years,
Years.
and
Yes.
certain themes kept on coming out really strongly when I'd speak to groups of women.
Okay.
And that's we struggled a
Hmm.
lot with what it actually meant with living your best life. We say it a lot. I'm
Yes, we
living my
do.
best life.
Yes.
Hashtag
Yes.
living my best life. Hashtag dream life. Hashtag.
Yes.
What does that
Goals.
really
Hashtag
mean?
goals.
Who's, yeah, whose best life are you really living?
Hmm.
According to whose definition? So there
Hmm.
was just a lot of, best life means I need to be carrying a Gucci bag with,
Okay.
I don't know what, bone straight hair and, size, whatever body and, snatched waist and,
Yes.
a husband and 2.5 kids. Who gave us these definitions? You know what I mean?
I know
Because
what you
sometimes I
mean.
hear and I'm thinking, this is so ridiculous. And
Hmm.
then and I keep on going back to social media, but we're driven by these 2.5-second snapshots we see in a
Hmm.
person's day. And
We
we use
are.
that to define all the ways that, yes, our lives are wrong. And just to deviate slightly, someone messaged me once and she was like, oh, ma'am, I'm really envious of your life. I'm like, sweetheart, talk to me. What do you know about my
Hmm.
life that
Hmm.
you're envious about? And she's
Okay.
like, I look at you on social media and you're so this. And I said, are you even joking? I curate the life you see on social media.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Please say it
I
again.
curate it.
Please say it
I
again, because
curate the life that you see on social media.
ah,
It's not my real life. Do you see the days I'm lying down here crying over something that didn't go wrong? I'm not going to take a
oh.
picture and be like, hashtag moody day. I don't do that. It's no, it's true.
It's
How
true.
many
It's
of us
so
think
true.
about it?
And to think that I know you a little bit, and your is even a very sincere, it's coming from a sincere place as a Christian and a believer, but it's a curated life.
Yes.
Imagine someone that is not even like,
Yes.
it's hustle. It's a lie.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's a complete
Yes.
lie. So
Yes.
I just
100
make my decisions based on lies.
on that. Someone's husband will just have finished beating them, then they will come, wear whatever, put concealer to cover where he has blown them, put it
Oh
up and say,
no.
living the best marriage of my dreams. You will now be crying, God, why? Look at my mate. She's married. I'm here, still single. What's going on? And he's just like, are you even joking?
I know.
So that confusion I saw a
Hmm.
lot, especially
Wow.
in the women of the generation coming after us. That was the
Wow.
first thing that propelled me. And then the
Wow.
second thing was I realized I myself had gone through a journey. And when people see the me that's here today, they're like, oh, Bodam, did you just wake up into this? And I'm saying, oh, it's a process. They're like, what do you
Hmm.
mean? Did you? And I'm like, no, guys, you can't just wake up into some. I'm not even anywhere. Where am I? People shouldn't even praise me into obscurity. You know, where am I?
But don't say that.
Because I still know.
See, please. Leading ladies Africa, most inspiring women in Nigeria, 2021. Please, it's not where I know it's not where we are going, but
yes, but it's great.
It's great.
You're right. It's where I am. It's absolutely amazing.
It is.
But I think my just maybe because and like you rightly said, yes, it's not where we're going. And because a lot of the time, as visionary women, sometimes we can tend to fall into the trap of the last accolades. 100 most inspiring women.
Yeah,
that's it. Now.
That's it.
I'm made. I'm done for life. For you to reach me, you need to. Did you call my PA? Because I don't really. Yeah. And I will just 2022 will come. They'll release another list. I'm still, I was 2021. Was that 2025? I was 2021. Yeah. We get into that mind space. So while I am so grateful, it's truly such an honor to be put on these lists. Lists cannot define you.
Yeah.
It can't.
Yes.
So I'm super grateful, super blessed to be on the list. It was such a joy that okay, it's not in vain. You're in your own way, you're making the difference, you're touching the lives. It was really a joy. It was a greatness, yes. But list top 100, top 50, top 10. That can't be what we're doing this for. We can't be doing this for the top 10s and the top 50s. No. It has to be something more
grounded.
So the book was really born, yes, from these two places.
Wow.
My personal journey and a need I identified in women. It was and it really, at the end of the day, it still burns from my passion to see women rise. Ugonne, sometimes I just sit in my room and I'm like, gosh, I talk to some men, so I'm like, you guys need to get up. What are you even waiting for?
Wow.
Yeah, can we soar? Can we?
Wow.
So that's where it came from.
That's amazing. Please, guys, as you're listening to this, I'm sure you should be typing and looking for beautiful, like where on Google, but don't worry, we'll get there. She's going to tell us all the details. But that means that like you just said, it wasn't just like the divine inspiration. It's divine inspiration and your journey and all of that, but there's also a process, right? Like there's a process that took you. So I would really like you to like touch a little bit on that. Like, what did it take for you to actually come up with this idea or get this idea and then live out? Girl, I watched your book launch. Your book launch was top notch. I'm not even lying. I'm not even whining you. It was really good. And because now that I am like trying to do something of that sort, I can see that this is not little work. It wasn't small work at all. And I want you to really think about, like, speak on that. What was the process for you for getting that idea writing? Was it hard? Was it a little bit easy? Was it what kind of structure did you put in place to actually birth this book?
So the first thing I'm going to say to help somebody out there listening is because something is from God or because it is divinely inspired, doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. Jesus going to the cross was not easy. That process, it wasn't easy.
It was not.
So we need to disabuse our minds of this life of ease.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I get you.
And I'm not saying to deliberately take on suffering or to deliberately, get used to that. But His grace rather, is made perfect in our weakness.
Yes.
So there's going to be some weakness over there. So that's the first thing I wanted to say. So
Okay.
don't expect me now to tell you any story of ease or any other thing, because it doesn't exist.
Oh boy.
Ask any visionary
Yes.
woman
Yes.
who has created anything of lasting value. My
Yes.
darling, ease has nothing
To
to
do
do with
with.
that
Oh
process.
wow.
Nothing. I was waking up at 3 a.m. in the morning,
Mm.
right, so that I could write for about 2.5 hours to 3 hours before I'd get ready, because I had my day job that I needed to go into. Yes, yeah.
Huh.
And I put myself under that process for about 4 months,
Hmm.
you know.
Hmm.
I would work through the day. I had all my other commitments,
Yes.
support coach here,
Yes.
coaching other women here, commitments at church, building women here, my family, that,
Yes.
all of that stuff. Nothing moved. But I had to do that.
Wow. So you didn't
So I
go
was
to
losing sleep.
a mountain like or to a hotel and just started to
I,
write for
Nice.
it.
I wish. I wish. But yeah, I wish that's what happened. So the first so in December, I remember that's when I really just felt the stirrings
Okay.
that I think I want to write a book.
Okay.
Even when I was typing the email and sending it to my coach, I want to write a book. You know when your heart is beating.
Yeah.
Then you write a book on what? At the time I didn't really have a name.
Mm.
I just had a rough idea, and
Okay.
and that was it.
Okay.
Then I went into, I created what was, and my coach worked with me through this, but created what was like the framework of how I was going to create the framework for my book.
Okay.
And now I share it with everybody. So I have people say, I want to write a book and I'm just sending it up and down. That these are the exact steps that I did. Just take it and go. But in a nutshell, the first thing was I defined what my book was about.
Okay.
So I wrote my chapter brief.
Okay.
And that took me about a week to do.
Okay.
And I literally spelled out each chapter, what I wanted to communicate, and the outcome for the reader. Because bear in mind, I wasn't writing an autobiography or a biography or whatever. I wanted to pass across a message. So each chapter had to land something, whether subtly or not subtly, so I detailed all of that out in the chapter brief. And because second thing why was because when you're writing, there'll come a time where there's writer's block. Yes, it will happen.
Yeah.
And you need to be able to go back to that thing you've detailed to say, what was I even trying to pass across
do
in
here
in this chapter?
That's very, very
yeah. Have I derailed? All of that. So that was the first thing that I did. Then I keyed in my writing time into my phone. So 3 a.m. the alarm will ring. I'll get up. I set so I work. Now, let me balance this. You need to know when your energy cycles are best.
Yes.
My energy cycles are highest in the morning or very late at night. Essentially, when it's dark outside, the whole place is quiet, and that's when I function at my highest productivity. Some other people, if they wake up before 6 a.m., they are useless. Don't say Bodam said, she woke up at 3, so you want to wake up at 3. You will just don't bother.
Thank you for that.
The worst time of my day is afternoon, because between 1 and 4 I just feel like that time should just be spent sleeping. I am so unproductive. It takes me 6 times as long to do anything within those hours. Some other people, that's when they are brightest.
Yes,
that's when their brains are just sparking with creativity. So you know what I said from the very beginning, you need to have a PhD
on yourself. Exactly.
That's the beginning. Yes.
That's so important.
And then that's it. Then you create the atmosphere to write. So sometimes I'll have very soft music playing. Usually without words, just like the instrumental music, right? I have that playing really soft. I have candles over here on my desk, so I'll light the candles, and that's it. I'll open my curtains, so I just hear the silence. That's it. That's it, until I'm done. So again, you need to understand, some people cannot do anything productive with music. then have total silence.
Yes.
Some people hate the smell of candles or hate the smell of diffusers or anything.
Yeah.
Remove it. But your atmosphere needs to be like that. Then I pray a lot. A lot. That's a lot. Like, Lord, at a point I was like, I don't even know what I am writing here, if it makes any sense. I have no idea. And I got a piece of advice that relieved me, sort of. And it says, you know what, just pour out everything on paper. During editing phase, you can tweak the things, and it's so helpful. Just pour out, be pouring out. Anything you feel, just put it on paper, write it, just put it there. During the editing phase, you can take out what is not so relevant, and what is relevant. So now when I hear people, Ugonne, and some of the testimonies that I've heard from the book, I can't lie. I'll be like, did I write this? Like, Bodam, what?
Wow.
Someone sent me something like, oh, because there's a chapter where I spoke about forgiveness. And she said she did the forgiveness list and it liberated her from unforgiveness that she'd held. She released people from hurt. I'm just like, what?
Oh.
How?
That's awesome.
Yeah, and there's just so many stories like that, some days I just sit and when I'm reading some of the things that come through, literally brings tears to my eyes. Because I feel very humbled.
Yes.
That I was entrusted with that.
Yeah.
And then that's the other thing. And maybe we'll talk about this later. But it's the thing of you can't sleep on what you're given. I don't know how else to say it, but oh my gosh, we are how many billion in this world, on this earth? I don't even know how many billion human beings we are now. But somebody is waiting for you to rise.
Let that sink in. Let that sink in.
Somebody's
somebody waiting for me.
Is desperately. Yes. I see it so strongly. Do. And I just ask, I'm like, became this woman? What if I didn't allow myself go through this? What if I didn't spend the money?
Yes.
I've invested, invested in myself. So I was saying personal coach, I got it. Finance coach, I had. Career coach, I got it. Books, I read them. Courses, I watched them. All sorts of things to make me better. So there was a burden, fine. But you know how they say, you make sure this burden thing goes to Harvard, you need to take it to school. Don't just, launch out half-baked because yes. You need to make sure the book launch, the money that I spent, even creating the book, editing it, all this the money, printing, the money, At a point, I was like, Lord, how am I going to get this back? If he sends, I won't lie. I can't even be like, I was just like, oh, let's go. I was thinking, okay, how many am I going to sell? At what price am I? And he's like, no, that's not how we work this math.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Yeah, you sell it because people appreciate what they pay for.
Yes.
But that's not how I'm going to pay you back. So you don't worry about that. Just go in purpose.
Okay.
Just keep on going in purpose.
I hear you.
And and it's just, and I think it's just that thing of just saying, whatever it is, even if your own is to sell puff-puff. That's it. You're molding the puff-puff and you're selling it to school children on their way to school every morning.
Yes.
I tell you what, there is something that you're going to be saying to those school children when they get to you to buy the puff-puff for 5 minutes on their way to school that will change the trajectory of their life forever. That's it. So we can't afford to just be there, just there. I lived a good life. I earned money. I got married. I had children and I died. That's it.
That's not the story. That's not our story.
That's not the story. No, it's not. It's not. So I think that's just a bit of the process.
Yes.
And I don't know if that helps.
Yes, it really does. So like, invest in yourself. Know that this is not going to be easy. Like, throw ease out of the way. There's no such thing.
That's
like
right.
There's no such thing as ease. And just don't sit on it. Don't let it, that idea, don't let it sit. I remember like the last podcast that I recorded, it was the first edition was with Ugochi. She talked about this, Ugochi Obidiegwu. She said that there's an energy. There's an energy around the time that you get an idea. So you can't even afford to sit on it, just like what you said right now. So it's very important that yes, it's difficult, but you're going to pass through that process. You're going to submit yourself through that process, and God would also help you along the way. Thank you so much. This is so insightful. But I wanted to, like the last few questions I have is around like, what would you say has been the greatest like learning experience for you from this journey of birthing or becoming who you are right now? Like, what has been the greatest learning experience for you? Have you grown? How have you grown? How have you changed in this process?
Oh, my heart just started beating fast.
Oh, wow.
I'd say greatest evolution that has happened has been in my mind. Yeah. And my greatest learning, I would say, is, Ugonne, there is nothing that is impossible.
Wow.
For the one who believes. I don't even know how to say this. Like, there is absolutely nothing. Impossibility does not exist for the one who believes. It's not, I sit and I dream with God, right? And if you're watching this and you don't really have that, I'm saying this and it's a bit alien to you, I really encourage you to just take some time and try and rekindle that relationship with God.
Yes.
Because I think that's what makes the difference, ultimately. That's what makes the difference in, I know that I said there isn't ease, but there is grace. It doesn't have to be so difficult.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be so difficult.
Yes.
Even though I was waking up at 3 a.m. in the morning and 2:30 sometimes and going without sleep, I didn't break down.
Exactly.
I didn't fall ill. Even though I had to produce a course, the ESTA curriculum, and pay through I don't know what, and had to do what, all these things, print a book, do a book launch. I know how much money I invested. I'm a salary earner.
Yeah.
But the pot of oil did not run dry.
Oh.
As long as there was a need, there was a provision for it. As long as there was a need, there was a provision for it. And that's because I didn't send myself on this journey. Yeah. It always came. Sometimes I'll be like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to, pay for this. I don't know how I'm going to. Some days I'll be like, okay, I'll look at my account. And really, I have no idea how I'm going to get to the end of the month because I have sown ahead. I've invested. I've paid this. I've paid that. But you know what? The end of the month will come. And I'll be okay.
Exactly.
Things will be okay.
Oh, this is my word, Bodam.
So, yeah. So that's my biggest thing. I think there is absolutely nothing is impossible for the woman who believes. And then the second thing is, whatever dream you have, you're dreaming big. Some of us, we say we're dreaming big, and you say what your big dream is. Yeah. I tell you, it's just a drop in the ocean compared to the dream God has for you. Like, I used to think like my imagination is my superpower. I say this. I can when I begin. So my mom is just like, this girl. I'm like, mommy, just you just wait. We're gonna go here, and this is gonna happen. And she's just like, baby girl, if there's anyone that can do it, go right ahead. But some days after I've dreamt, and I don't know how to say it, the Lord just opens like a portal and just says, this is where you're going.
Oh,
I'm even
God.
like, I've not even started dreaming, like I've not even reached anywhere in my dream. So it's just this thing of, and that's why and that's what I said, that the first thing is, you need to do the internal work
Okay.
first.
Okay.
Don't look to launch things.
Okay.
Don't look to, I want to write a book. I want to launch a course. I want to
Mm.
begin to coach. Those things will come. The first thing you need to do is ensure that the person you are on the inside is authentic, is whole, is complete, has a vision and a purpose, is secure. What's your self-identity? Some of us are so insecure and so all over the whole place. You need to make sure that on the inside you are okay, so that when you enter into certain places, your insecurities, your small stinky thinking, your funny behavior will not disqualify you from where you're going.
Oh,
You need to do
wow.
that inside work. You need to do that hard work. Yes. Some of us don't understand about relationships and how to keep relationships because we have such nasty things hidden in our hearts over there. Then how do you want to steward destiny relationships? How do you want to enter into corridors of power?
How?
I'm just like, are we even joking?
God.
How? Yeah, so you need to do, so the inner work is gold, really.
So the inner work is the hashtag goals that we should be all
That's it.
focusing
Yes.
on.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Wow. So I'm hearing
And
like, okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say one last thing, that people discern your inner before they discern your outer. When people are drawn to you, they're not drawn to your fine face and your hair and your beautiful makeup. That's not what draws them to you. What draws them to you is your spirit. And they don't know what it is. They're like, something about this girl. Something that was that something. Is something you are radiating that comes from within you. That's the something. So again, if within you is full of nonsense and bitterness and envy and hatred and unforgiveness, that's what you're going to be radiating. Then you come and be telling me, I don't like all these female friendships because it's full of drama. Women are very like this, honey, because that's what you're bringing out.
So it's
that's what you're bringing out.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'll tell you what, I divorced certain friendships from my life 5 years ago, and I didn't do anything. I just became a different kind of person.
Wow.
So I cannot attract you any longer because what is in me, what is in you, there it's like repelling force. Like when you put the ends of the magnets together. Yeah, that's what it is. I didn't have to do anything. I just became somebody. And the light, what I said, the chandelier, the different types of light, the recording light. They were just like, no, we don't like this light. We like mood lighting. It's mood lighting we like. This light is a bit
we
too,
move.
Yeah.
We move.
Let's go. That's it. Yeah. So if you have certain kinds of relationships in your life, tell me.
I wish people can actually understand. Oh, I hope and I pray and I trust the Holy Spirit that anybody that will hear this would actually get it, because it would just release you from trying any other thing and focusing on you. It's the energy, it's who you are. This is so true. And the funny thing is that it can be applied. It's not even just in relationships. In my workplace, as you said it, I thought about my workplace. That was the first thing that came to me, because we have a new person, like a new teacher that they just hired. And he was joking with me, and he started telling me that the first thing that He remembers the first thing they told him when he was coming. That there's this teacher, blah, blah, blah. Oh, she has a good heart, blah, blah, blah. And like, I never in my mind or started to say that this is okay. My name is Ugonne Ann. I'm a good person.
Yes.
I didn't.
Yes.
It's the vibe you give. It's who you are on the inside that everybody would, yes. Oh my God. This is so wonderful and powerful. And I thank you. Thank you for that. That means I'm hearing focus on yourself, focus on God. Yes. He's the one that would like that rekindling the relationship you have with him would actually help you in this process. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I get that. Oh, and I trust that every other person will get that. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much, Bodam. This has been very, very insightful, but and we're rounding it off. But before we go, I need to ask, wow, we've actually spent a little bit of time. But before we go, I'm going to be asking you like something I'm curious about. This is like for me, everything has been for me really, but something I'm curious about. You speak and carry yourself very elegantly. Like I'm sure that somebody that will hear this can testify to that. And anybody that knows you, the way you talk, like it's just very elegant. And I've been wondering, how is it follow come? Like this is Bodam from the beginning. Or is it something that was groomed? Is it something that you learned? Because I feel like, especially for the visionary woman that will be showing up and doing things in certain places, there's this it's not trying to be anybody, it's just being you, but in a very graceful and beautiful manner. And I want to ask you for tips. Tips and what can you say? Like how do you become this? How do we learn this? Because I really admire it and I love it.
Thank you so much. So the first thing I'd say is, and I say this all the time when I'm giving women classes, I say anything around etiquette, around grooming, and around elegance is an art, not a science. And because it's an art, that means it can be learnt and perfected over time. So like how when you start drawing, you can draw the things, and maybe your first drawing isn't so perfect. But over time, whether you're drawing or you're painting or you're playing the piano, over time you become a lot better at it, right?
Yes.
As opposed to a science where 2 + 2 is always going to be 4. 2 + 2 sometimes will be 1, and 2 + 2 sometimes will be, it's always exact. Yeah. But that's the beauty about things with elegance and beauty. It's to realize that first you grow in it, you perfect it as you go, and you practice. Have I always been like this? No. I used to be. The tendencies were always there, but I could be a lot wilder, and especially when I was younger. But then I won a beauty pageant in 2005 back in the UK. Yes, I did that, and then I did this whole course. As part of my, during the 1 year of my reign, I learned certain things and went through that whole process. And then recently also, before I started, so now I teach a class called the Esther
curriculum.
Course, rather, called the Esther curriculum. Yes. But before then, I myself went to one of the topmost etiquette institutions in the UK. And I did about an 8-month course with them as well, just around etiquette and grooming, and but just a couple of tips I would say. And the first is posture. Posture always it transforms things. And behavioral science says you have about 7 seconds to make an impression when you meet someone for the very first time. And if you think about it, what can you say in 7 seconds?
7 seconds.
Like how brilliant can you sound in 7 seconds? So what people tend to see is who you are and how you present yourself. So your posture is key. If you come into a room, don't come like with your hands crossed or with a frown on your face, and then learn to practice these things in the mirror. Practice your smile in the mirror. I used to do it 8 years ago. I'd stand in front of the mirror, I'd smile, I'll know which side of my face shows well. I'll do that. I know it sounds silly, but I'll do it. I'll practice walking back and forth. I'll practice walking up the stairs. I'll pretend as if I'm on stage, how I'll walk, all of this type of stuff. You need to, so I went through that. I did that myself in my room in front of the mirror. No, but this is not okay. You need to tuck in your tummy a bit more. You need to, all of that type of stuff. Then secondly, I'd say is pay attention to the little details. So we're not looking for perfectionism, but just little things like don't let your nail polish be chipped, for instance. It's rather that you have completely clean nails than to have one red, one plain, another, red, another plain, or, just take them all off. So have all those little things in your home. Nail polish remover, cotton wool, a nail file, so you can quickly sort out things if things happen, little details. Look neat all the time, right? And all of that. Make sure your clothes are ironed, all these type of things. But let me tell you, Ugonne, the biggest secret about being elegant and being this kind of woman is the woman that you actually are on the inside. So be gracious, be kind, be loyal. Because people, yes, you might look well put together, but have a really horrible attitude. So people remember at the end of it all, they remember how you made them feel when they were with you. They might not remember what you said. They might not remember that you sat down and you crossed your legs at the ankles and were slanted at the perfect foot. They might not remember all of that, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. So that's important. And then if you want more details, come onto my class and I'll teach you.
We're definitely coming. We are definitely coming on board. Thank you so much, Bodam. This has been such a delightful conversation with you. I really, really appreciate having you here. Please tell us how we can find you. How can we buy the beautiful book? Where can we find Bodam Taiwo? Please just let us know.
So on social media, I'm on Instagram most often with Bodam Taiwo. You can find me on @Bodam Taiwo. And then you can also find my other expressions, the Esther Curriculum, beautiful book as well, on Instagram. But the easiest way, I think, to find the book or to find anything about all the things that I'm doing would be my website. So that's bodamtaiwo.com. www.bodamtaiwo.com. You can pick up the book from there. You can sign up to any of the things. Everything is on the website, and then you can send me a message on Instagram as well.
Okay. Thank you for being here. I'm sure that everyone got that.
My pleasure.
Bodamtaiwo.com is the easiest place to find her, and please follow her on Instagram and everywhere that you can definitely learn more about her. Okay. Thank you, Bodam. God bless you. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And
Amen.
I will see you soon. I'm pretty sure that I will see you soon, because this is not going to be our last. I'm sure that the thing with visionaries is that as they grow, there is more opening up. So I'm sure I'm going to be having you here soon enough. So I will definitely see you.
Yes. Looking forward.
Okay.